All right, give me all the plastic. Give it to me. Gracefully falling down. No! Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Satisfactory playthrough series. It feels so good to be back. If you missed the last episode, check that out because I explained why I was MIA for a while, but I'm back and we're making new content every single week, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays when we're releasing these videos again. Really happy to have you with me. There's our little tractor boy. And what we're looking at right now is the brand new steel factory. We have a mirrored setup here with 8 constructors on that side and 8 constructors on this side. That side is making beams exclusively, and then on this side we have 6 that are making pipes, and so you can see those are going into this line here. But then I took these last 2 and converted them to beams just because the beam production is a bit slower. So on the right side we have that big buffer for all of our beams, and on the left side we have our buffer for the pipes, which are now connected to the assembly supercenters. So once again we have all of our pipes and beams being automated, which is exactly what we were working towards for the last few episodes. And we have a total of 900 ingots per minute being produced now with the new steel factory, which is amazing. But now this is like the highest throughput thing. I have a feeling we're gonna have to beef up our iron production pretty soon to keep up with the materials needed to make these higher level parts. So in this episode, what we're gonna get into is unlocking the monorail technology. I really want to do this milestone because I want to get the plastic over here. We need to get plastic to this site so that we can start assembling things like the circuit boards, which require plastic and copper sheets, I believe. So here at our base, we no longer have the giant coal generators. Of course, those went down when we set up our new oil-based energy generators. And temporarily, I set these assemblers up making circuit boards so we can get ahead of getting these computers done. So all 3 of these are making circuit boards. And I think what's going to be probably the bottleneck is these frames, these heavy modular frames, because I think our screw production is pretty low. All of these other materials we should have plenty of, probably way more than enough to make 100, but we're going to be limited by the 100 screws. So I got to start collecting those from the iron factory, and that's pretty much the only limiting thing. I think for the computers we are going to have to get some more plastic because I threw all the plastic that I have into making these circuit boards. So let's just see what we need for the computer. So we're going to have to get a bunch more plastic, and we're going to need screws for these too. So we're going to need a whole lot of screws. So that's the mission for today's episode. Once we get the monorail technology up, that's going to be several episodes of me trying to build the most badass monorail that I can to get my plastic and rubber to this central area. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and check out the playlist in the description as well as in a card above this video for all episodes in the playthrough series. And let's get into it. Okay, so first things first is we need a lot more plastic. So I'm gonna hop in the tractor and head over to the plastic production area and just fill this baby up. I'm super happy with my new steel factory. That thing is a beast. 900 ingots per minute. I wonder how many iron ingots per minute we produce. I don't think it's even a third of what we have in our steel factory. So I think that foundation way up there was for a slug hunting mission. It is really cool though. I think like what I envision for the monorail is a really tall structure that's gonna go basically over all of this like purple forest, and I don't know if that's feasible yet. I haven't like flown up there or built up there to see what it looks like, but that's kind of what I was thinking. It would just like shortcut over this entire forest and sit really tall, and then when we get to the pickup and drop off locations, I was thinking to just use lifts to bring the materials up and down. But I've never built monorail before, obviously, since I haven't unlocked it, so I don't know how it actually works and if that'll be possible, but that's kind of what I'm thinking for now. And I think I'm gonna follow the advice that I've been getting from you guys to do a double, what is it called? Like a conductor car, a double engine. There you go. A double engine monorail. So one in the front, one in the back, so that it can reverse. At least in the beginning, I think that's easiest, right? Because then you don't have to loop back. So I think in the beginning it'll just be like a straight line, and then when we have more time to build it out, we'll probably do some cooler loop. And that, I mean, we're gonna want to do that anyway in the future to hit more spots on the map, since there's a ton of resources out there that we haven't even tapped into yet. Oh man, it's been a while since I've been over here. To be honest, I haven't even been checking in on our power consumption, so I have no idea. I'm surprised we haven't had a power outage yet, given that like the 2 reservoirs that we set up, or we added a 3rd, I think. Yeah, I think there's 3 fluid reservoirs catching all of the excess oil, but I would have thought those would have filled up by now. It's a bit foggy for my liking. All right, here's our other tractor. We've got a ton of tractors all over the place. Oh yeah, we have to pick up some more jetpack fuel while we're here. We're running a little low. We got 34. Whoa, autosave lag. No! It's like impossible to die now with the jetpacks. It's amazing. Okay, let's check these fluid reservoirs. What? Okay, yeah, they are full. Grab 100 of those. That's full. So our max consumption is still sitting pretty high, 585 megawatts over our capacity. We should really add more power generators, but we haven't really hit that max at all. I don't think we've even been close. So our max swing, why is my cursor and this line like not aligned? That's really weird. Our max consumption has been around 1460, so that's still quite a ways away from our capacity. It's just that it takes so many resources to make the power generators. It takes a lot of computers. But these things were full, but somehow we were still reducing over here. Okay, let's see what it would cost, because I kind of forgot. 5 computers, 10 heavy modular frames, and 50 quick wire, huh? Alright, let's see what we have here in terms of materials, and if it's easy to add another one, we will. If not, we'll head back to base. So we've got screws, got ingots to make quick wire. Did I miss the frames, or do we not have any frames? Doesn't look like we have any frames. Where am I going? Where's my bench? There it is. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to, we have 24 frames, which means, can we make 10 of these? No, we need more than that. So we're not gonna add another fuel generator here. We're just gonna grab our plastic and come back to this another time. While we're here, we're just gonna drop off some materials, since it is lonely out here, pretty isolated. But that won't be the case when we have our monorail set up. I hope the monorail is set up where you can ride on it, you know, catch a lift, so that I can make it out here much more conveniently. But I don't know that that's going to be the case, because I feel like you can't do that with the tractors when they're programmed. So my feeling is you probably can't do that with the monorail either, which is a bummer, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep our hopes up. All right, give me all the plastic. Give it to me. Gracefully falling down. Oh, no, we're not done. We can get more. I do want to spend some time in a near future episode too, doing the hunt for all the better alternate recipes like Gimzel was suggesting, because that just seems way more efficient. It's just a matter of running around and finding them all on the map, which I know they have like a wiki for, so you can just like see all of them on a map, which makes it a lot easier. Okay, I think that's all the plastic that we can fit. So we're gonna head back to the base and get working on this milestone. Oh, thank the Lord baby Jesus. We are back in base after a very long haul, and we have all the plastic that we could hope for. So let's unload some of it here. We need space in our inventory, and let's go grab the circuit boards. Got 57 out of this one. Throw in some more plastic there. Plastic for everybody. Everybody gets plastic today. And let's see, how many computers can we make now? Okay, we need our screws, which we dumped. Oh, I forget that you can buy screws at the awesome shop. You can buy pretty much any part, I guess. 5 hundo here, 5 hundo here. Each of these should have 5 hundo. Give me all your screws. Oh no, thought I ran out of room. More Give me more. There we go. Yeah, we have a ton of screws now. Let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna clear this list so I can see my milestone. Okay. All right, we're gonna make these 15 computers really quick and then see what more materials we need. Okay, so for the computers, we're not really limited by cables. We just need to go pick some more up. So that means we're just limited by circuit boards. So we're gonna need more circuit boards and they're kind of slow. Let's set up another one here. Nope, we also need cable for that. Any cable here? No cable going once? Nope. Should all be on the 3rd floor. And yeah, I don't think we made a buffer. Big mistake. Okay, that's a lot of cable. Look at our structure. So beauty. So beauty. Ah, we need concrete? No concrete. No! Okay, fine. Gotta go run and get some concrete, I guess. Any in here? Just a bunch of random crap in these. Wow. We have a huge excess of pipes and beams over here. Not sure why we're holding on to all that. Okay, we got some concrete though. Don't have to run all the way to the concrete factory. We are gonna need more copper. Okay, we have a lot more circuit boards going now. So we should be able to get these computers done pretty quickly. We're gonna fast forward through this bit until we have all 50. Yes! All right, we've got the 50 computers. We're gonna throw those in. That actually didn't take too long since we had set up so many assemblers. So yeah, once we get the plastic over here, we'll be able to set up an assembly floor in our super center to make these computers pretty easily, and we won't have to do this by hand anymore. That'll be amazing. Next thing we need to work on is the heavy modular frames, and while we're at it, we're just gonna go grab the steel beams and throw these in so it feels like we're making good progress. It's important to have positive reinforcement. All right, beams are in there, and now we get started on the fun part. We're gonna make some room in our inventory, go pick up more screws and the rest of the stuff that we need to make these heavy modular frames, all 100 of them. Oh my goodness. How many? What's 100 times 100? That's 10,000 screws that we need. That's a lot of screws. 10,000 screws. 1,500 pipes, which is not an issue, but the screws might be. We might be waiting a while for that. Can someone explain to me why you can control click like stacks to get them all at once? Pretty much everywhere in the game except when dropping things. Why is that? It would be lovely if you could just control click something and have it drop all stacks. It just makes sense. It just does, you know. So our screw production is actually not as bad as I thought. We have a lot of screws here, and I think it's because the assemblers down the line making the motors and the frames, or reinforced plates I should say, they're all saturated, so these things are just idle. More convenient for us. Okay, final material that we need are the encased industrial beams, and I'm hoping we have a nice fat stack of those in our storage box. Let's see. Beautiful. That is a lot of encased industrial beams. Definitely more than we need here. No, it's nighttime. All right, well, here goes nothing. I'm gonna sit here and make these 100 heavy modular frames by hand, and we'll catch back up when I'm done with that. All right, these should be the final 11. Oh, baby. Yes. Can we get a countdown? A drum roll, please? 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Wow, exactly. We had exactly enough screws and no more. Let's throw these in. Ooh, the beautiful red button. I'm so happy to see you launch that baby. And there you go, folks.
A new set of buildings and vehicles needed for long-range transportation has been made available.
Thank you, Ada.
In addition to built-in power conduction, range-based transit ensures increased efficiency and reliability for both the transport of pioneers and cargo.
Wait, what? Built-in power conduction? That means we can route power through the railways? Not sure if I understood that correctly. Electric locomotive. Oh, I didn't even know these were electric. Requires between 25 to 110 megawatts of power. It's a lot of power. And oh, look at this. More heavy modular frames. Does all of this require heavy modular frames? It does. It totally does. Pretty much everything except the railway. So that should be fun. We're gonna have to figure out how to automate these, of course. And luckily for us, all of the materials for this are in the base already. So we just need to set it up. It's gonna be painful to get 4 different materials to a floor in the assembly center, but it must be done because it's more painful to sit and make these by hand every time. So that's gonna do it for this episode. We finally unlocked the monorail technology. We were sitting on that milestone for a while, and I'm really excited to get this set up. But before we do that, we're of course gonna have to set up the heavy modular frame assemblers in the assembly center. So we'll probably do that next episode, and then once we do that, we'll start building our railway, which is gonna be freaking awesome. So hope you'll stick around for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as well. Smash that like button if you did, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.